Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rideau Hall for this investiture of the Order of Canada. My name is Nicholas Roger, and I'm an analyst for the Order of Canada program. I'll be your Master of Ceremonies today. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue à Rideau Hall pour cette investiture de l'Ordre du Canada. Mon nom est Nicolas Roger, je suis analyste de programme pour l'Ordre du Canada. Je serai votre maître de cérémonie ce matin. The Order of Canada was established in 1967 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as the first Canadian honour. Today, it is the centerpiece of our honours system. The companions, officers, and members of the Order of Canada write the soundtrack to our lives and spark our imaginations with their words. They unite our communities through service and push humanity forward through unwavering innovation. Créé en 1967 par Sa Majesté la Reine Élisabeth II, l'Ordre du Canada est la récompense centrale du régime canadien de distinction honorifique. L'Ordre du Canada reconnaît des réalisations exceptionnelles, le dévouement remarquable d'une personne envers la communauté ou une contribution extraordinaire à la nation. Les compagnons, les officiers et les membres de l'Ordre du Canada composent la trame sonore de nos vies et leurs mots stimulent nos imaginations. Ils unissent nos communautés en se mettant à leur service et font progresser l'humanité dans leur quête incessante d'innovation. The Rideau Hall team and I are privileged to be here in your company. L'équipe de Rideau Hall et moi-même sommes privilégiés d'être ici avec vous ce matin. Before inviting our Governor General to speak, I'd like to kindly ask you to turn off your cell phones and also please refrain from taking pictures during the ceremony. Our official photographer will provide you with photos soon after the ceremony. Thank you. Durant la cérémonie, je vous demanderai d'éteindre vos téléphones cellulaires, s'il vous plaît, et de vous abstenir de prendre des photos. Notre photographe officiel enverra un lien avec des photos après la cérémonie. Merci. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome Her Excellency the Right Honourable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada, as well as today's recipients. Son Excellence, la très honorable Mary Simon, Gouverneur général du Canada, suivie de nos récipiendaires.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to have a full house again. It's been a while, so hello and bonjour, udlakut. First of all, I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered here on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people. Upigusuput ilunasinik tamani nunakjuatini sukaisi magatsi piujumik piusihaksusi. It is with great pleasure, the greatest pleasure, that I welcome you to Rideau Hall for this investiture of the Order of Canada. Bienvenue à Rideau Hall. The past few years have been difficult. The pandemic has prevented us from gathering like this to honor a lifetime of achievement, to celebrate those that take to heart the motto of the Order of Canada. They desire a better country. The Order of Canada is our country's highest civilian honor. It celebrates the lives, endeavors, and successes of people from coast to coast to coast, and from all walks of life. You have come here representing a variety of sectors, have achieved national and international success, and have shown us your ingenuity, innovation, and generosity. What's more, you have made a difference in your communities and for Canada with your outstanding dedication and commitment. I am grateful that you're here, that someone saw a lifetime of hard work and put your name forward. I'm grateful because now I can learn your stories. Stories define us. They shape us. Our experiences, after all, make us who we are. Les histoires nous définissent. Elles nous forment. Après tout, ce sont nos expériences qui font de nous ce que nous sommes. Rideau Hall is a place of stories, a safe place of understanding and respect. Many have come here to share what they've done. Many have had their stories told. And many, like you, have received honors in this space for their accomplishments. Today, you join them. Today, we will read your stories out loud for everyone to hear, continuing a rich and long tradition. A tradition that extends beyond these walls. Indigenous people, for example, have told stories on these lands for centuries and longer, imparting history and legends, myths of creation, and even practical advice on many issues, including how to live off the land. It is, in fact, a sacred tradition found in many cultures. No matter where we come from, what languages we speak, what we believe, who we love, how we identify, we have in common a desire to pass on our wisdom to the next generation and to be remembered for the good that we left behind. You have done good in your communities. You continue to do good. You shape our society through your actions and stories, helping others and creating a vision of success. As Governor General, I consider it both a privilege and a responsibility to learn and share from your stories, or to share your stories. En tant que Gouverneur Général, je considère que c'est à la fois un privilège et une responsabilité d'apprendre et de partager vos histoires. Because we're inspired by your example, I hope one day to see a Canada that doesn't just desire to be a better country, but is a better country. One where people can live side by side without judgment, where people have equal opportunity, education, and services, where we take nothing for granted, and where we respect our stories, our histories, our truths. You have already struck out on a path toward a better country, encouraging leadership, sensitivity, and hope. And you're also working towards reconciliation, which is not one project or act, nor does it have an end date. It's including understanding and respect in all that you do. And it's listening to Indigenous peoples, to their concerns and their suggestions and their ideas for creating safer spaces for their stories and lived experiences. Let us all work together to create a truly inclusive and diverse nation, a nation of kindness, where we celebrate our differences without giving up who we are. Your induction into the Order of Canada isn't the last step, but just one more on your ongoing journey. Congratulations to all of you. Félicitations. Thank you, merci, miigwech, and nakokmik.
Merci, Excellence. I now invite the Secretary to the Governor-General, Herald Chancellor of Canada, and Secretary-General of the Order of Canada, Mr. Ian McCowan, to read the citations. J'invite maintenant le Secrétaire du Gouverneur général, Chancelier d'Armes du Canada, et Secrétaire général de l'Ordre du Canada, Mr. Ian McCowan, à lire les citations.
Bonjour, good morning. To receive the insignia of the Officer of the Order of Canada, la récipiendaire de l'insigne de Officier de l'Ordre du Canada, Mary Ann Baptiste. Professor, researcher, author, and fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, Marie Baptiste has made foundational contributions to research and scholarship on Indigenous knowledge and languages. A treaty member of the Mi'kmaq Nation, she has elucidated the historical impact of cognitive imperialism on education and the needed protection, recovery, and renewal of Indigenous knowledge and languages. A highly sought-after advisor and speaker, she has been at the forefront of efforts in indigenization and decolonization of education, with influences that extend beyond national boundaries and educational institutions. Dr. Baptiste. Gordon R. Diamond. Gordon Diamond has upheld the family's exceptional legacy in philanthropy and business. Chair and owner of West Coast Reduction Limited and Austerville Properties Limited, he has built them into two of Western Canada's largest family-owned businesses. As one of our country's leading philanthropists, he and his eponymous foundation focus on healthcare and social services. He is noted for his landmark donation to a major Vancouver outpatient health center and his support for Jerusalem's Shalva National Center for Disabled Persons and the Simon Wiesenthal Museum of Tolerance. Mr. Diamond. John England. Lauded as an inspiring mentor, John England is a true force of nature. Professor Emeritus in the Department of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences at the University of Alberta, he conducted more than 50 years of field research on the impact of environmental change on the Canadian Arctic archipelago, from the Ice Age to the present. A steadfast advocate for Arctic science and policy, as well as a sought-after advisor, he was notably instrumental in establishing Tukuti-Nalpak National Park. His increasingly relevant research contextualizes ongoing climate change, placing the phenomena in the necessary long-term perspective. Dr. England. Rabbi Gérard. Rami Girard connaît une impressionnante carrière de comédien. Cofondateur de Théâtre Harmonie et de Théâtre de Vieux-Québec, il est une figure de proue des arts de la scène. La versatilité de son jeu et la crédibilité des personnages qu'il incarne, du drame à la comédie, captivent les auditoires. Avec à son actif plus de 50 films au grand écran, une trentaine de séries télé et presque autant de pièces au théâtre, il est l'un des acteurs les plus sollicités au pays. Il s'est également investi auprès de la Société pour les enfants handicapés du Québec, notamment à titre de porte-parole durant plusieurs années. Monsieur Gérard. Eldon C. Godfrey. Eldon Godfrey has made prodigious contributions to the sport of diving. Beginning as a parent volunteer over 40 years ago, he has since become an internationally acclaimed diving judge and official. He has served and promoted Canadian sporting interests and values on the world stage with dedication and integrity, notably through his leadership of Fédération Internationale de Natation and Union Americaine de Natation. An exceptional role model and generous volunteer, he remains active and engaged in the sport at all levels. Mr. Godfrey. Noni MacDonald. Over the course of her lifelong career, Noni MacDonald has raised the level of efficiency and quality of clinical practices in pediatrics. Professor and former Dean of Medicine at Dalhousie University, the first woman in Canada to head a medical faculty, she has demonstrated unfading commitment to improving maternal and child health in Canada and abroad. Additionally, she co-founded Micro Research, an organization that facilitates locally driven, multidisciplinary health research teams to find solutions to community health problems in developing countries. Ms. MacDonald. Robin McLeod. Robin McLeod is at the forefront of training Canada's future surgeons. Professor at the University of Toronto and former president of the Canadian Association of General Surgeons, she developed innovative guidelines for general surgery and designed educational tools to teach evidence-based practice. She is also the Vice President of Clinical Programs and Quality Initiatives at the Cancer Care Ontario. At the helm of several important clinical trials, she has had a profound influence on medical practice and knowledge translation in surgical, education, and care. Dr. McLeod. James A. O'Reilly. James O'Reilly a exercé une profonde influence sur le rayonnement et la pratique du droit autochtone au Canada. Juriste engagé, il a plaidé pour l'avancement et la protection des droits autochtones, et ses efforts ont porté fruit d'un bout à l'autre du pays. Il a cherché à outiller les membres des Premières Nations, les Inuits et les Métis pour qu'ils puissent résoudre des enjeux cruciaux concernant l'exploitation des ressources naturelles, les revendications territoriales, les droits issus de traités et l'autodétermination. Mentor admiré, il transmet généreusement son savoir et son expérience à la communauté judiciaire et au futur chef de file de ce secteur, Matt O'Reilly. Carolyn Willett. Carolyn Willett a contribué de manière significative à la croissance fulgurante du hockey féminin au pays. Reconnue pour sa puissance, sa ténacité et son leadership, la numéro 13 s'est illustrée dans la Ligue canadienne de hockey féminin et sur la scène internationale, remportant notamment 4 médailles d'or olympiques. Source inépuisable d'inspiration, elle laisse maintenant ses patins comme mentor et comme entraîneur, s'efforçant à la fois de rendre le jeu plus accessible, de multiplier les occasions de développement et d'avancement pour les joueuses de tout âge, et d'impliquer les athlètes dans des initiatives communautaires. Madame Willett. Lotfola Shafai. Lot Shafai has made pivotal advances in telecommunications. As a professor and founding director of the world-class Applied Electromagnetics Laboratory at the University of Manitoba, he has specialized in the fields of electromagnetics and antenna development. His research has had a profound impact on real-world technologies and applications, including wireless and satellite communications, spacecraft technology, remote sensing, and electromagnetic mapping of Arctic sea ice. Renowned for his leadership, he has taught and mentored the next generation of engineers and scholars in the field. Dr. Shafai. And now to receive the insignia of Member of the Order of Canada, les récipiendaires de l'insigne de Membre de l'Ordre du Canada, Joseph Raymond Bunsick. Ray Bunsick is a revered leader in the field of pediatric ophthalmology. As a clinical neuro-ophthalmologist and eye surgeon at the Hospital for Sick Children for more than 45 years, he undertook pioneering studies on the relationship between the nervous system and the eye. His research into eye-related consequences of neurological disorders has influenced diagnostic and treatment standards in this highly specialized field. He remains a beloved teacher and mentor to his trainees, many of whom are now practicing specialists in their own right in Canada and abroad. Dr. Bunsick. Valerie Lynn Creighton. Valerie Creighton's outstanding contributions in the entertainment industry have had a lasting impact on our country's cultural and economic landscapes. As president and CEO of the Canada Media Fund, she has fostered and enriched the production of Canadian television and digital media and established Canada's Indigenous Screen Office while promoting creative content and talent both at home and abroad. Recognized as a trailblazer in the industry, she has positioned Canada as a leader in digital distribution and has forged successful partnerships and co-production opportunities worldwide. Ms. Creighton. Thomas J. Foran. Tom Foran's entrepreneurial spirit is characterized by innovation and mentorship. With a career spanning 40 years in the financial sector, he has been a cheerful champion of numerous startups, solidifying partnerships, and offering sound solutions to many individuals and local initiatives across Newfoundland and Labrador. He bolstered the province's cultural and artistic heritage through his unwavering passion in his support of art gatherings, festivals, and exhibits, notably as the long-serving chair of The Rooms. Mr. Foran. Chan Han Go. Chan Han Go bridges communities and cultures through dance. An illustrious ballerina renowned for performing with lyricism and emotional depth, she was a principal dancer with the National Ballet of Canada for more than 15 years. Since retiring from the stage, she has actively contributed to dance events and initiatives showcasing Canadian talent on the international scene. As the director of the Go Ballet Academy, she continues to inspire the next generation of performers. Ms. Go. Gertrude Steiger Kearns. Gertrude Kearns has gone to the front lines to understand and preserve our country's war history. Embedding herself within the ranks of the Canadian Armed Forces, the self-taught contemporary painter has created a thought-provoking body of work to engage and enlighten viewers on the difficult realities and consequences of war, as well as the enormous responsibility shouldered by Canada's military. Her widely admired, poignant pieces can be found in private collections and public exhibits across the country, notably at the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa. Ms. Kearns. Alcides Lanza. Through his innovative creations and mentorship, Alcides Lanza has influenced the next generation of electroacoustic musicians. As the former director of the Electronic Mudos Music Studio at McGill University, the Canadian-Argentinian composer created new ways of thinking and talking about music. In his compositions, recordings, and piano performances around the world, he brought with him a unique blend of European avant-garde and American experimentalism while acknowledging his South American heritage. As the organizer of contemporary music events, he has championed Canadian works in the Americas as well as in Europe. Mr. Lanza. Derek Lister. Derek Lister's expertise in water chemistry and corrosion significantly impacts the operation of power plants. Noted for chairing the Atomic Energy of Canada Limited's former R&D advisory panel, he currently serves on the Nuclear Waste Management Organization's Advisory Council and on other consultative bodies. He continues his academic and professional activities as Professor Emeritus at the University of New Brunswick. By translating his world-leading research into industrially relevant results, he has substantially contributed to improving worker safety and to reducing occupational radiation exposures in nuclear systems. Dr. Lister. Nadir H. Muhammad. Esteemed leader Nadir Muhammad has advanced Canada's high-tech sector. Using his expertise from a successful 30-year career in the telecommunications and media industry, the former president and CEO of Rogers Communications co-founded Scale Up Ventures to fund and foster promising startup technology companies across Canada. The accomplished business executive has also shared his time and sought-after acumen with Toronto Metropolitan University, formerly known as Ryerson University's innovation initiatives, including Digital Media Zone, as well as with a range of community organizations in the business, arts, and health sectors. Mr. Muhammad. Susan Helena Mortimer. Lifelong opera enthusiast Sue Mortimer has fostered the talents of countless Canadian singers who are now shining on the world's greatest stages. For decades, she was a devoted volunteer, mentor, and long-standing board director of the Canadian Opera Company, to which she was named a life trustee. She previously served on the board of Prologue to the Performing Arts, a nonprofit organization that promotes opera and theater in schools across Ontario. In her beloved husband's memory, she continues to generously donate to numerous art and cultural institutions and initiatives in Toronto. Ms. Mortimer. Louis Paquin was unable to be with us today. He will receive his insignia at a subsequent honors presentation ceremony. Louis Paquin n'était pas en mesure de se joindre à nous aujourd'hui, mais il va recevoir son insignia à une présentation ultérieure. Imant Kalis Raminch. Imant Raminch is one of Canada's most important composers. A conductor, violinist, mentor, and creator of works in a broad range of styles, he has had an impact at both the national and international levels. Committed to sharing music and encouraging public involvement in the art form, he is credited with nurturing musical communities outside of Canada's major centres. Notably, he is the founding conductor of the Prince George Symphony, the Youth Symphony of the Okanagan, the Aura Chamber Choir, and the Nova Children's Choir. Mr. Raminch. Nicholas Saul. Nicholas Saul has dedicated his career to eliminating poverty by empowering his community to build on its strengths. As co-founder of the Community Food Centres Canada, he is at the forefront of a revolutionary movement to make healthy food accessible to all. Inspired to transform the charitable food bank model, he pioneered an approach that fosters hope, self-worth, and social change through practical means, including cooperative gardening, communal cooking and dining, and civic engagement. The organization has grown exponentially with centers in cities and towns across the country. Mr. Saul. J. David Spence. An acclaimed medical doctor at the forefront of stroke prevention, David Spence has saved many lives through his groundbreaking research. A professor at Western University Robarts Institute and director of the Stroke Prevention and Atherosclerosis Research Center, he pioneered the use of ultrasound technology to predict cardiovascular risk, identifying new causes for arterial disease, measure the effects of therapy, and treat arteries to prevent strokes and heart attacks. Considered a giant in the scientific community, he also contributes significantly as a prolific author, lecturer, and mentor. Dr. Spence. James W. Treliving. James Treliving has left an indelible mark on Canadian business. The former RCMP officer turned owner and chair of Treliving Management is renowned for his leadership and for his instrumental role in developing Boston Pizza International into a prosperous company. A member of CBC's Dragon's Den, he has mentored, financed, and inspired countless young entrepreneurs over a decade. An esteemed philanthropist, he is the founder of the Boston Pizza Foundation and is actively involved in a number of organizations, notably the Center for Addiction and Mental Health Foundation. Mr. Treliving. Mesdames et messieurs, please join me in congratulating today's recipients. Félicitations ensemble, nos récipiendaires.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a moment, the ceremony will conclude with the singing of the national anthem by Mr. David Keys. Please remain standing at your places until Her Excellency and the recipients have left the room. Mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants, nous conclurons cette cérémonie avec l'interprétation de l'hymne national par Monsieur David Keys. Veuillez ensuite demeurer à vos places jusqu'à ce que Son Excellence et les récipiendaires aient quitté la pièce. Thank you once again for joining us today to celebrate these great Canadians. Merci encore de votre présence pour célébrer ces grands Canadiens. Please stand for the national anthem. Veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Embrasse porte le pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillantes grands exploits et ta valeur de foi trempée protégera nos foyers et nos droits. Protégera nos foyers et nos droits.